Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. As I have talked about in my previous vlog, I have been in London, I am now back home, and I want to share 35 sustainability tips when traveling, things that I've thought about and done and occupied myself with, and just things that might be really useful. And this is going to range from like really small tiny things to like bigger decision-making, planning aspect things. So there's a little bit for everybody. And when I say that, I mean that these might not apply or be possible or available to you, all of them. But take the things that you can and then leave the rest. That's completely okay. You can also take ones that you can do right now and then have someone for like a to-do list of things that you want to do down the line. That's also completely okay. Anyway, here are 35 sustainable/zero waste travel tips.
Whenever you're traveling, whatever method you're using to get around, have your tickets on your phone or your tablet rather than printing them out. Travel with a reusable water bottle. It can hold a lot more than water. I also use mine for takeout soda, juice, smoothies, etc. And if you're into hot beverages, you can also bring a reusable coffee mug. Of course, bring whatever reusables you may find useful. Personally, I love bringing a tote bag and a spork. Before leaving on vacation, make sure to clean out your fridge and give away any perishables that would otherwise have gone bad while you're away. You can also unplug electronics before leaving, as they also consume energy when they're on standby. When you're choosing a type of vacation, try to see if you can avoid all-inclusive offers. They are often quite wasteful as soon as something includes full accommodation. More food, more drinks, etc. are wasted. If flying, choose direct routes whenever possible, as layovers actually have a higher impact. Also, don't choose first class. If this is relevant to you, it is not relevant to me, let me tell you now. But traveling first class can have a bigger impact because there is room for fewer passengers in the same area. Avoid cruises. Cruise ships is by far the most polluting form of traveling, both in terms of fuels and emissions, as well as food waste and ocean pollution. However, this does not go for all ferries and boats, by the way, but cruises and high-speed ferries specifically. When planning your trip, avoid activities involving animals like petting tigers, SeaWorld type parks, elephant riding, etc. Travel shorter distances and see if you can start appreciating local vacation spots, staycation spots. Going hiking, stick to marked trails to preserve as much of nature as possible. When you're being handed disposables and you don't need them, save them for later instead of disposing of them right away. Cutlery, straws, napkin, bags, etc. can be reused many times, even if they're made for single use. If you're using hotel products like small soaps, toothpaste, lotions, stuff like that, bring the rest of the products with you home so they won't be wasted. Also, traveling with zero waste swaps is so handy, by the way. A solid shampoo bar and toothpaste tabs are so much more easy to transport, and it's more sustainable. Often hotels can give you the option to refuse daily changing and washing of sheets and towels. Choose that. There's rarely a reason for them to be changed every single day. You can also put up a no disturb sign to avoid unnecessary cleaning. Turn off the AC and unplug electronics whenever you're leaving your hotel room. AC especially consumes a lot of energy, so make sure you're in the room while it's turned on. You can offset your carbon footprint when traveling. Kind of. I don't necessarily recommend using the carbon offsetting programs offered by airline companies themselves. They are often quite untransparent and inefficient, but there are other and more effective options out there. Check out my impact video about offsetting for more info. Book a green hotel. You can research online or go for hotels with the Green Key certification. Sometimes you will have to predict when trash potentially can be generated, and if it's not useful to you, remember to politely refuse disposables that you don't need while ordering. While it can be tempting to purchase souvenirs, don't. Or at least don't purchase mass-produced souvenirs, but rather support local craftspeople and artists, or go thrift shopping or vintage shopping for souvenirs. When traveling, make use of green transportation options around the cities like bikes or public transportation whenever that's possible. Try plant-based or veggie restaurants whenever you're traveling. Perhaps you don't have the opportunity to try these foods at home, but using apps like Happy Cow to find good vegan and vegetarian restaurants around different areas is such a lifesaver. If possible, look at maps or programs on your phone, and if you have to pick up a physical map, put it back after you've used it so other travelers can use it as well. Choose trains or buses over airplanes whenever that's possible. So I actually didn't know if this was an easy or like a medium or an advanced tip, because while it's sometimes more inconvenient to choose buses or trains and more expensive and more time consuming, that's not always the case. So if it is possible for you to go fly free for your vacation, choose that. Recycling options varies a lot from country to country and even from city to city. So before leaving, check out which materials can be recycled where you're going. And that way you can make a more conscious decision on which packagings to go for. Did you know that camping or glamping has a lower impact than many other types of traveling? So when deciding on what to do, going into nature might be a good idea. Avoid spots that are overrun with tourists. This especially goes for natural areas like forests, beaches, reefs, etc. Some of these ecosystems are suffering from overtourism, so going someplace else, even though the place might make for a beautiful Instagram photo, is a really good idea. Speaking of, always wear ocean and reef-safe sunscreens. And this one is important not only for eco-travelers but for all travelers. Respect and honor local traditions and customs. Before leaving for a new place, research a little so you know what to consider and how to be the most respectful to other cultures and other religions. Always. Basically, don't be a jerk. That's all I'm saying. Pack versatile clothes you can wear for multiple occasions. This will also help you pack lighter, and that's more inconvenient and actually also more eco-friendly when traveling. Don't buy new clothes just for traveling or gimmick clothes that you're not gonna wear when you come back home. It's just super wasteful, so instead buy something that you know you will routinely wear in your daily life, also when coming back from vacation. If you're going to volunteer, make sure you have thoroughly researched the program you're working into. There's a lot of shady business going on with volunteer programs, and some of them might actually be doing more harm than good, so make sure you're properly educated on the matter before leaving. And lastly, support the local economy by visiting local independent restaurants and businesses rather than big chains. And with that, traveling sustainably can be super easy. Sometimes it's just those small things we have to consider and change that can have a really big impact. Considering the environment and the local population wherever we go, leaving the place we're staying at not worse than when we found it, and being conscious and considerate, and also avoiding a little bit of trash. Anyway, these were my 35 tips for more sustainable travel, and I hope that you like them. Leave your tips down below. I would love to hear you guys out. And other than that, just take really good care of yourselves. Until next time, see ya. Thank you so much for watching this video, and also a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys help me create green, zero-waste content, and I love you guys. You can find the links to my social media accounts down below and the link to my Patreon on this screen. Bye!